This conference will now be recorded.
Data step is important and proc step is important. So what is the use of data step? Data is to read the data. Data is to read the data. Data block is to retrieve the data. Any SAS program that you can take. Any SAS program that you can take. You'll have two blocks, data block, proc block. So data is to read the data, retrieve the data, and create finally SAS dataset. SAS dataset. What is SAS dataset? SAS dataset is collection of rows and columns. Collection of rows and columns. Collection of rows and columns. Each and every row is called observation. Each and every row is called observation. Each and every column is called variable. Each row is called observation, each column is called variable. So ultimately data is to create the data set. Proc is to produce the result. Proc is to produce the result. Proc is to analyze the data. Proc is to produce the result, analyze the data, and also proc is to process the data. So the main role of data step is to create a data set. Main role of proc step is to generate the results. Without proc, we cannot do the analysis. We cannot produce the result. Ultimately, what is the main role of SAS? Analyze the data. It is a reporting tool, analysis tool. So we use to analyze the data. We use SAS to analyze the data. Okay. So these two steps that we have, any program that you can take, every program that you'll have two steps. So whenever you have a raw data, ultimately you need to create meaningful data. Ultimately, you need to create meaningful data. Raw data to meaningful data. Okay. So directly we cannot create the information. So this is the thing with meaningful report you can call. We cannot directly process raw data. We cannot directly generate the report. So the first step, when you have a raw data, you have to first create SAS dataset. Once the SAS dataset is created, then we need to produce the result. Once the SAS dataset is created, we need to produce a result. So for this, we use the block called data block. For this step, we use proc block. This is data block and this is proc block is used. Let me give you one example. The example is on employee salaries. You are getting the data from the client as employee salaries. Client is giving you the data on employee salary, asking you to generate the reports. So they are giving you the data, asking you to generate the reports. Table. Your reports will be in the form of table listing figure. TLF. So main role of SAS is to generate tables, listings, figures. Your analysis will be in the form of table, will be in the form of listing, will be in the form of graph, figure. Okay. So the data that you have, and client is asking you to create a table on average of the salaries. Salaries are given. So they just want a report on average of the salaries. So this is the data you can see. Employee ID, name of the employee. Salaries are given. Employee ID, name of the employee, and salaries. 100, name 23,000. 101, Rahul 32,000. 102, 32,000. 104, 23,000. 44,000. So I have this data. I have this data. So this is the data is given to you. What you need to do, the first step that you have to do, you have to create the data set with the help of data block. We create data step with the help of data block. Data set name. Data set name. Employee salaries, EMP. So data block, data step will start with data, end with RUN, run. Each and every data set will have some name. You can see MEDI is identified with some name. MEDI1 is identified with some name. Trans is identified with some name. So these are all the data sets you see. You can see this is the data set with rows and columns. Each row is called observation. Each column is called variable. Data EMP, input ID, input list of variables, EMP ID, name of the employee, and salary. So first step is to name the data set, because each and every file, each and every SAS data set will be identified with some name. So input is to declare the variables. Input is to declare the variables. EMP ID, name, salary. Then data lines. So data lines is to declare the observations. Declare the observations. So input is to declare the variables. See, each column is called variable. Each row is called observation. Ultimately, we have to declare variables. We have to declare the observations. So EMP, ID, name, salary. Name is dollar because it is character variable. So we have two types of variables, character, numeric. Character variable, numeric variable. Wherever you have A to Z letter or any special characters. So we have to declare the variable with dollar. With the dollar, any variable with the dollar, it is character. Any variable without dollar is numeric. Without dollar is numeric. Okay, data lines that you can write. Data lines are nothing but observations. We use a statement data lines. In the next line, you start writing observations. 100 Seema, 23,000. 101 Rahul, 32,000. So like this, we can just go on writing all these semicolons. Let me run this one. So no need to end each and every observation with semicolon. After writing all the observations, in the next line, use semicolon. Run this. So EMP is created. So ultimately, data step is to create a data set. Now we use data step with three statements: data statement, input statement, data line statement. Run this. So we can execute this and you can see EMP ID, name, salary. This is the data set created. This is the data set created. So proc print, just data set is created here. Now I'm using proc block because with the data step, you will not get the result. You will not get the output. You cannot perform the analysis with the help of data step. Ultimately, we have to use proc. Proc will start with proc, end with run. In proc, there are so many proc processes. Proc means, proc frequency, lot of analysis processes that you have. Proc print, data equals to data set name EMP. Data equals to data set name EMP. Run. Which data you're printing? EMP data you're printing. It is just printing the data in the output. See? So data is printed, but my task is not to print the data. So what is the task given to you? Finding the average of the salaries. Finding the average of the salaries. Okay. So let me use proc means here in place of proc print. Use proc means data equals to data set name for which variable that you want to get the salaries. For which variable that you want to get the average. So variable salary. Execute this one. Run. You can see here mean 32,750. Standard deviation 86. Mean you can just focus on 32,750 is the average of all the given salaries. So it is generating table, a small table, right? So your task is to find the average that we got it. So next I'm going to generate the graph. G chart. We can produce the charts, we can produce the plots. So let me just use Py3D, let's say H bar, vertical, horizontal bar, vertical bar, both the bars we can generate. I'm just doing on horizontal bar. You can see 35,000 repeating 2 times. Your report, your graph is not on the average of the salaries. It is on the frequency. See how many times each salary is repeating. Okay, so this is the graph. I'm just showing a simple graph, simple table. Proc means is not that simple. I just used only proc means variable, which variable that you would like to get this average. We are not going to discuss all these things now. So this all comes under reporting procedures, proc means, proc tabulate, proc frequency and all. Analysis and reporting procedures. We are going to discuss all these in detail. To discuss only proc means, it will take 2 days, 2 hours. Okay. To discuss the G chart also with lot of options, lot of statements, it will take 2 hours. Okay. See, G chart is producing on frequency. If you want to get the average also, you can get it. The same graph, if you want to get on average, you can get it. But so I'm not explaining now. So this is your data and proc step. You just need to understand what is data step, what is proc step. This is very important. Let us go on another simple example. This time you can help me how to create the data set. You can just unmute and you can tell me what to write. So now the data is on demographic data, or let's say vital signs data. Okay, let me go on demographic only. Demographic data. Demographic is as in age, gender of the patient or student, mark sheet, something. Age, gender, ID. That's one. 3 variables I have. Okay. So this is to just average of the age, you can see. You can take any other analysis parameter also, but now I'm just taking only average. So this is the data. ID is given, gender is given, age is given. ID, male, age. You can just add when you're practicing. You can add more variables also like height, weight, date of birth, race, ethnicity, marital status. I'll give you sample data sets also. I'm just adding only 2 observations here. This is the data. So this is the raw data is given. First, I have to create a SAS data set. How do we create a SAS data set with the given data? Can you help me with that?
First, data and the data set name.
Yes.
Right. I'm using data set name demo. Demographic. No problem. You can use. But we have some restrictions in the data. When you're writing this name, we have some rules and restrictions that we'll discuss in today's class itself. Right,
Okay.
demography.
Input.
Next. Perfect. Input, because next statement has to be input to declare the variable.
Variable.
Right,
ID,
perfect.
gender, and age.
ID, gender, age.
Run.
Did I miss anything in this?
No.
Gender, we have to put dollars. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
gender
Yeah.
is character. Okay. Because it consists of all A to Z letters. Okay. Right. Next is either cards or
Data lines.
data lines. This time I'm not using data lines. Okay. Cards. Both are same. Till now we used data lines, right? Today I'm using cards. Right. In the next line, I can start writing observations. When you're writing observations, you can observe. I'm just following the order. First, ID, value for ID. Then the value for gender. Then the value for age. Value for ID, value for gender, value for age. No need to end these observations with semicolon. At the end, you can write semicolon. Is there any other statement to write here?
Run
Run.
statement.
Run. Correct. Okay. When I run this one, data set with the name demographics will be created. See, demographics. Okay, so this is the data created. Next, I would like to
Proc.
print this. Proc, right. I just want to print directly. I'm not going with average. I just want to print this data. Which keyword to be used to print the data?
Print.
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 Right. So no need to use data equals to dataset name. Okay. By default, you can just use proc print and run also. What it will do, it will read by default most frequently, most recently used, recently opened data. The recently opened data is demography. By default, it will take demography only if I just use proc print. But better to always specify. Common practice. It is a common practice to specify which data you're printing. Better. Good syntax. Right. When I just run this one, you see there is a running man symbol in the toolbar. Run it. You see? It is just printing the data, nothing more than that. Now I would like to find the average. How do we find the average now?
We're using AVG.
Average of
Proc.
age.
Proc means. Okay, there is no procedure called AVG. We'll use proc means. Proc means dataset name as usual. There is an extra statement that I'm using, variable age.
Okay.
So you'll get average of age 30 to 23. Average is 27.5. Okay, like this, we can use data and proc. So I hope you understand very well. That's good. Right. I'm just moving out of this topic, data and proc. Okay, I'm going to explain. You just need to know basic parts of the window, types of the window, parts of the window, and types of the window. So parts of the window, you can just observe the SAS window. This is my SAS window. This is my SAS window. I just opened 9.4 version. You see the very first line of the window, very first line on the top left corner, top left corner. What exactly that you're able to see? Top left corner.
SAS editor.
Correct. SAS editor untitled one. So that is called title bar. That is called title bar. Title bar will show you whichever the window that you have opened. Nothing but details of the window. Whichever the window you open, you see, I'm going with the log. Now it is showing log untitled, output untitled, result viewer SAS HTML, graph work.listing.gchat. So not only name of the window, details of the window will be displayed on the title bar. Next to that, immediately next to that, can you tell me what exactly that you're able to see in the next line?
File, edit, view.
Right, file, edit, view, tools and all, right? Those are all called menu bar. So different menu options that you can access. So most commonly used view, most commonly used window is view, tools, run. File also we use most commonly. Okay. So these are rarely used. Solutions, window and all. So access the different menu options. Access different menu options. Third one, next to that,
Search.
it is search, but here it is called command bar. SAS command line. Easy commands, single line commands. You can execute here. Simple example I'm going to give. Okay. I'll use a statement. If I want to open calculator, I'll use the statement CALC. If I want to open calculator of my external PC. See, X is a statement, execute statement. See, it is open calculator. Same thing, no need to type in here, no need to execute. Here, X calculator. Just enter key in your keyboard. No need to execute the statement. Enter key in your keyboard. That command will be executed to show the calculator.
So
Like
if
this
you want
lot
to
of
open
commands.
if you
Please.
want to open the Excel, we can type Excel.
Let's say notepad. Yeah, whichever. X statement is used to execute like open Windows operating system applications. SQL plus you CMD prompt you can open, date, time, different that you can open, not only executing X statement. I would like to open password dialog box, set password. See, you can apply the password. You can assign the password to the existing data set. Password window will be open. So like the different commands will be there. Those commands we can easily execute from the command line.
Okay.
It is to execute easy commands, single line commands. Beside that, beside the command bar, what exactly that you're able to see?
Save.
Copy, file, save.
Yeah.
Those are all in form of tools, right?
Yes.
It is a toolbar. Not all the menu options, but few of the menu options available with the toolbar. Not all the menu options, but few of the menu options available with the toolbar. Let's say if I want to open the new window, you can go to File, New Program. You can also open from here. You can also open from here. Let's say File, Save. Here it is Save. File, Open. Here it is Open. So like this, let's say Edit. Cut, copy, paste. See, cut, copy, paste, redo, undo. So not all of them. Let's say Tools, New Library. Here it is New Library. Explorer, Run. You can go to Run here, Submit, or you can easily run here. So
For
like
this
this.
also,
Yeah.
for this all, we have shortcuts, anything. So for saving option control S like that.
Yes. Let's say Control
Oh,
O, open,
okay.
Control S, save, like
Okay.
this. Control P, print. Whatever the commonly used options will work. Let's say copy, cut,
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
right. So next, this toolbar is available for the quick access, easy access, quick access. Fifth one, work area. Fifth one, work area. This is your work area. So wherever that you can execute your program, it's called work area. So here we can execute the programs. So for the log window, this is the work area. The middle portion that you can see, large white color background window, that's called work area, where you can see the result, where you can write the program, where you can see the log. This is work area. Workspace, nothing but. Next, we have message line and the status line. Message line, status line. Okay. Message line available on left corner bottom. Left corner bottom. Can you see? Left corner bottom. Left side corner bottom. Did you see auto save complete?
Yeah.
Let's say when I just run some program. See, note one line submitted. See, I'm trying to open something which is not open, which is not available with the SAS. See, showing the error. SAS lab has been discontinued beginning with 9.4. The same error that you can see here also, but for easy access that you have here. This is called message line. So notes, errors, instructions will be available on the message line. Okay. Next, status line. Status line will be quite opposite to that. Quite opposite to that.
Line numbers, columns.
Right. So wherever that you have your cursor, let's see. My cursor is in line number 8, column number 17. See. Line number 1, column number 1. See. Column number 1, line number 2. So this is most commonly used. Most commonly used. Okay. Right. So this is called status line. It will give you status of your cursor. Wherever you put the cursor will give you status of the cursor. Clear, right? These are all the parts of the window. Starting from ending, we have 7 parts. Let us see types of the window. So mainly by default, whenever you open the session, you will be able to see the 5 windows. Default, you'll get 5 windows. By default, you'll be getting 5 windows. Okay, so let us see. Editor window, enhance editor window. These are the default. In addition to these, we have other windows also. Editor, output, log, result, explorer. Fifth one, explorer. So editor window is to write the program, edit the program, and submit it. Write, edit, and submit the program. Log is to see the errors, not only errors. It is to see, it is to check warnings, notes, and syntax. Error will be in the red color, warning will be in the green color, notes will be in the blue color, syntax will be in the black color. Syntax means whatever the code that you type in the editor window, as it is, that will be displayed in the log window. So blue color, notes, red color, error. Warnings also will be there, which is in green color. See. So that means in overall, the comment will be displayed in the log window. Comment on your program will be displayed in log window. So output window will display the result. Your final result will be displayed in the output. Along with the output, there is another window, result viewer window, also will display the result. So this will also display the result. Editor window, let us just learn more about editor. One thing that you can observe, editor showing by default, whenever you open the SAS session, by default, editor window will be displayed with editor untitled 1. Editor untitled 1. See here, editor untitled 1. So you can save the editor window. You can save the editor. Why to save the editor? You can save editor window, then why to save the editor?
If you're not saving, it will, the data will go.
Whatever the program that you write, you will lose that.
Yes.
So whatever the program that you're writing today, let's say I'm writing 10 programs today. I would like to open same programs after 2 days, after 10 days. So I would like to save my work, whatever I did. How to save? You can go to save, file, save. So do not blindly save it. Choose the destination. Where do you want to save? Okay, I just want to save on my desktop with the name class 2. Now you see, now it is not showing editor untitled 1. Whatever the name that you have used while saving, the same name will be updated here. Same name will be updated here. Okay, it is saved, it is showing with the class 2. Okay, so n number of editors, you can save the editor and you can open whenever you want it. whenever you want to open, whenever you want to see. So go to open. There is the open in the toolbar, or go to file, open. The previously saved programs you can open. Let me open something. See, this is my previously saved program. I'm just opening it here. It is open in another window. You see, class 2 is keeping the same. Open in DM is open in another window. Okay. So one more thing, you can open n number of editor windows. You can open n number of editor windows. You can open n number of editor windows. Like this, you see. Simultaneously, you can work on multiple windows like this. Like this. See? Multiple editor windows you can open, because let's say I would like to parallelly run 2 projects. So you can work on 2 editor windows at a time. You can open n number of editor windows at a time. So this is about editor. Log will show you errors, warnings, notes, syntaxes. So after executing each and every program, it's a good habit to check log. Immediately you have to go to log, check log before you check the output. So output will be displayed in the output window. At the same time, another window will be open, result viewer window. So this is nothing but HTML view of the window. HTML view of the output. HTML view of the output. Okay, next you have result window. Result and Explorer on the left hand margin, you can see left hand side. So we have result here and we have Explorer here. Result will create a link. Result will create a link. Link to each and every output. So whenever you generate the output, it will create a link. Just now you see, we generated print output. We printed the demographic. Initially we printed EMP data. We find the average of it, means we even get the graph of it. Print of demographic data, average of the demographic data. So if you want to open the first one, see, expand, it is in tree view structure. It is in tree view structure. Expand node you can see. You just need to go on expanding. 2 windows, 2 links that you have. One link is navigate to output window. Another link is navigate to Explorer window. Sorry, result viewer window, which is in HTML. Okay. You can directly open it here. Means, let's see, summary statistics, output. This is the output. The icon you can see with the Google Chrome icon is the HTML window. This is normal listing output, this output. So at a time, you are producing 2 outputs. Explorer window. Result window will create a link to each and every output. Next, you have Explorer window. Explorer window, we can easily explore, open personal computer files. From the SAS window, you can navigate to personal computer and you can open from there. So PC files you can open. Also, you can easily access the libraries. Okay, PC files and SAS libraries. You can see if I just want to open from my desktop, something from my desktop, let's say data. Instead of navigating it to desktop, opening it, you can easily access it from the Explorer window. If you go to Explorer, if you want to go back in the Explorer, see there is the first tool, one level up one level. Okay, so you can go back. Okay, so you can go another time back. You see libraries, this PC. I'm going to this PC desktop. You can open the data from here. Any file that you want to open, you can easily open and navigate from the Explorer window. Not only navigating to PC files, you can also open the libraries. Okay. So you can also open the libraries. You can access the files within the libraries, data sets within the libraries. See, these are all the data sets. So first date, you can see these are all data sets that we can access. So this is the Explorer window. Most commonly used it for the accessing libraries, maintaining the libraries. Okay, so these are all the 5 windows. In addition, we have other windows. Result viewer is one window. Graph is another window. See, we generated graph also, right? See, graph window. Whenever you use gchart, gplot like that, the graph will be opened in separate window. The graph window. So these are all parts of the window, types of the window. Let us see rules for the SAS names. So next is rules for the SAS names. Okay, so what can be the SAS name here? Each and every data set will be identified with some name. Each and every variable identified with some name. Each library also will be identified with some name. See, when you are creating data, we are using the name. Okay, this is the name. This name can be any name, but you must follow the rules. Input, we are declaring the variables. This also name can be any name, but we have to follow the rules. Let me discuss with the rules. Each and every name, it can be up to 32 characters. Most of the names up to 32, few names up to 8 characters also. Few names can be up to 8 characters. Most of the names up to 32, few names can be up to 8 characters. Name should start with Name should start with either underscore or any letter A to Z. Should start with either underscore or any letter A to Z. Should not start with number. So from the second character onwards, it can be number 0 to 9 number. It can be A to Z letter, or it can be underscore. It can be number, it can be A to Z letter, it can be underscore. Except underscore, no blanks allowed and no special characters allowed. No special characters allowed. It is not case sensitive. It can be in uppercase, it can be in lowercase, it can be mixed case also. Not case sensitive. Okay. Let me use. Is this a valid name according to these rules? According to these rules, is this a valid name?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Let's say if I run this one, it will not show you any error. See, this will not show you any error. Okay. So other than the gender, it is not showing any error. Right, you can see. Dataset demo has been successfully created. Data work.demo has 2 observations, 3 variables. Is this a valid name?
No.
No, because it should not start with number.
Yeah.
From second character onwards, we can use numbers. Should not start with number. You can see the error. Underlining 1, showing this symbol is not recognized. Okay. Is this a valid name?
Yes.
Yes. From second character onwards, we can use numbers. Is this a valid name?
It is special character.
So no.
Not a.
Right. See. Underlining that and showing symbol is not recognized. Okay. So this is what the rules for the SAS names, which is important. We have rules for SAS statements also. Rules for SAS statement. So each and every statement should start with a valid keyword. Start with valid keyword. See, input is a keyword. Data is a keyword. Data lines is a keyword. Lot of keywords that you have. Let's say if I want to start with chocolate, will it be started? It will not, because chocolate is not valid keyword. SAS will only recognize the valid keywords.
How many keywords will be there, ma'am? Approximately.
Lot of keywords. We cannot count them. We are going
Okay.
to see one by one. Whenever you see the new keyword, I'll be explaining those keywords. See, data is a
Okay.
keyword. Input is a keyword to declare the observations. Data lines keyword. So each
Do
and every
we
statement starts with keyword.
have any other keyword to declare the variable
No, only
along with
input.
input? Okay.
No, only input. We can even use length, retain. These are there, length and retain. With these also we can declare the variables, but while defining the length, we can use that. That I'll explain later how to define the variables with the
Okay.
input, length statement, retain statement, and all we'll discuss later. Clear, right? Right. So in one line, you can start writing n number of statements. Where we are, start with valid keyword, end with semicolon. This In one line, you can start writing n number of statements. See, like this. Just go on writing all the statements in a single line, but make sure each statement end with semicolon.
Okay.
Okay. And so in one line, you can start writing a number of statements. You can start writing at any column. Generally, we start with first column, but you can even write like this also. At any column, you can write. And it is not case sensitive. It can be in uppercase, lowercase, mixed case. So rules for the SAS statements, not that important. Two rules are important. Start with valid keyword, end with semicolon. Remaining all not important. You can write n number of statements in single line. You can start writing the statement at any column of a line. Not case sensitive. These two are important. So when you compare rules for SAS names with SAS statements, SAS names rules are important, commonly used.
Okay. Everywhere, this is the tool we are working in SAS, means SAS editor.
SAS editor. SAS editor is the most commonly used on Windows.
Okay.
If you are going with other operating systems, Linux, Unix, like that, This will
Okay.
not work. Program editor will work.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
in case if you are using SAS on other operating systems, Linux, Unix.
Okay.
Okay. Tomorrow we are going to discuss with the SAS libraries. SAS libraries and options that we are going to discuss. Set statement. This is important. Set is commonly used. Almost for all the days we are going to use set statement. Set is commonly used statement.
Okay.
So these are the tomorrow's topics. I'm going to wind up the session.